The Simpsons is now halfway through season 34, making it the longest running scripted US primetime television series of all time. Not only are The Simpsons famous for their hit television series, but also other media such as movies, comic books, and video games. After a string of rotten video games that may have given The Simpsons a poor track record, fans can still find enjoyment in their commercial dialogues and the exploration of the town of Springfield. With an abundance of video games available, there are at least 10 Simpsons games to appreciate. And on that note, we've taken a list from Metacritic looking at the top 10 best Simpsons games of all time. Although just before we do go into the video, if you do like this type of content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course, like the video. We do also stream over on Twitch. I will leave all the links within the description box below. And with all that said, let's get into our list. These are the top 10 best Simpsons games to be ranked of all time, courtesy of Metacritic. Number 10. The Simpsons Wrestling. The Simpsons' first wrestling game is either liked for nostalgia or hated with a passion. Released for the PlayStation 1, it allowed two players to be in combat with each other in a wrestling ring. Being able to choose between characters like Willie, Apu, Bart, Lisa, and Marge made for shallow but brief fun. Each player has a signature move, and by attacking your opponent, you can build up a special much like in the WWE games. Willie's Rake or Ned Flanders' Heavenly Lightning Strikes and other special moves are all too memorable, although it could be said that you should only seek out this game if you're a bit of a completionist. Number 9. Night of the Living Treehouse of Horror. This whimsical take on a Simpsons game was done so with splendid execution. Night of the Living Treehouse of Horror was released in 2001 for the Game Boy Color. For those into retro games and The Simpsons, they will likely find enjoyment in this Simpsons horror video game. Each mission becomes more engrossing as you develop deeper into the game, and the game does contain mission variety and the backstory to go along with it, keeping Night of the Living Treehouse of Horror intriguing until the end. Number 8. KRUSTY'S Super Fun House. The 80s and 90s only contained a handful of Simpsons games worth mentioning, and it took a while for a decent Simpsons games to be developed. KRUSTY'S Super Fun House was for the Super Nintendo and for the Sega Mega Drive as well. It's one of the few Simpsons games that doesn't allow you to play as the show's protagonists, however Bart Simpson does appear in the background. Because of his comical nature, KRUSTY'S Super Fun House is enjoyable enough. Number 7. Bart vs. the Space Mutants. Bart vs. the Space Mutants released on both the Nintendo Entertainment System and of course the Sega Genesis. The Sega Genesis version has better graphics since it's a newer console and has twice the bits. In Bart vs. the Space Mutants, players are given missions by space mutants who instruct Bart to go to places like Krusty Land. The controls are clunky though, and it is intensely difficult, but still much better than the games already previously mentioned. Number 6. The Simpsons Virtual Springfield. Although it's not a virtual reality game, The Simpsons Virtual Springfield gives players the impression as if they were playing in one. Using a device called the Really Virtual View thingy, players can interact with their environment and solve puzzles to progress through the course of the game. The overarching objective is to collect all the character cards in the town. The gameplay can get a bit repetitive at times, but the comedy and scale of the game makes it an achievement for when it was released. Even today, players can find enjoyment in playing this game. Number 5. The Simpsons Road Rage. While The Simpsons Road Rage is a very enjoyable game, unfortunately driving around in a poorly detailed Springfield holds the game back from reaching its potential. The Simpsons Road Rage's sequel, The Simpsons Hit and Run, is much better because of its improved gameplay, which allows players to get out of their vehicle and walk around. Driving in Road Rage could be considered quite fun if you like driving games, and the banter between the Simpsons characters during car rides keeps this game interesting. Number 4. The Simpsons Arcade. The Simpsons Arcade is a beat-em-up game that supports up to 4 players. Released in the early days of the series, there's a bunch of details in here that seems to bizarre the modern Simpsons fans, but it's still button-bashing fun. In addition to the arcade, this game was also released on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. This game bears a lot of similarities to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. Although, fun fact, believe it or not, the Simpsons arcade game was developed by Konami, the same company behind Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill and Castlevania. Number 3. The Simpsons game. Although this game doesn't top the list, the Simpsons game is still highly detailed and immersive. Collecting items and solving puzzles is a thrill in the Simpsons game. Released in 2007, it came out for consoles such as the Nintendo Wii, Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. There was even a Nintendo DS version which is much more similar to the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis Simpsons games. Die-hard Simpsons fans won't regret playing this game as it stays true to the animated television series. Number 2. The Simpsons Tapped Out. Despite having microtransactions, The Simpsons Tapped Out has enough free content to keep players engaged for hours on end. This mobile game is free to play, and almost every character to appear in the television series is present in this game. Building the Simpsons locations in microcosm of Springfield helps you achieve objectives and in turn earn cash. Since the game produces vital income while you are away from your mobile device, it is a game that you could easily pick up to enjoy its addictive gameplay. Number 1. The Simpsons Hit and Run. The Simpsons Hit and Run is Grand Theft Auto meeting The Simpsons in this open world game. Up until the release of Simpsons Hit and Run, it had seemed that all hope was lost for the Simpsons franchise in terms of making video games. True fans of the series can appreciate how much detail is contained in this game, and as you might imagine, players can visit locations like the Quickie Mart, the Simpsons home, and the Springfield nuclear power plant. Like in Grand Theft Auto, police chase you and collecting cash is your goal. The Simpsons Hit and Run is well deserved in its placement, and currently at this moment in time is the best Simpsons game to have ever been made. And so there you pretty much have it. That was the top 10 best Simpsons games of all time according to Metacritic. So what did you think of this list? Do you agree with all of the games included in this top 10 list? Or perhaps that you feel that there was a game not on this list that should have been included? If so, do let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And of course, not forgetting that if you do like this type of content and you would like to see some more top 10 videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course, like the video. I'll also leave some more top 10 videos at the end of this video if you would like to check them out. Thanks very much for watching guys, and I will see you all next time.